Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, howdy, glad to see you. My name is Sani class English Education K1, and student ID is 0030500066. So, in this opportunity, I will be present my assignment from Mr. Chandra. So, it's about to public speaking. The time is, and I will be showing. So, public speaking is when you stand before an audience and deliver a speech on a topic. This could be at a formal or an informal occasion for many people. Speaking in front of large audience is a daunting task, so it is quite natural to become very nervous. As a public speaking has become a serious career option, many people are enrolling for public speaking classes where they are taught a skill and teach a technique to speak well and speak effectively before a gathering. However, to be a good speaker, you should know the 4 types of a public speaking and their peculiarities. So, first is speaking to info. When you giving a speech before an audience to import information on a particular topic or issue, it is said to be an informative speech. Business presentation, similar in a college class presentation in a school, are some example of informative speeches. A person preparing for informative speech has to research the subject or topic very well. It should be short and precise because long informative speech. The success of the informative speech will depend on how much the audience could understand from the speech. The burden of excellence here are the accuracy of your content and your credibility as the messenger. People need to be able to trust the information that they are getting from you. Now, second, speaking to persuasive speech are those where you try to change the way your audience view and the idea or produce or person and so on. These speeches is aimed to influence and change their opinions to either favor or disfavor the subject matter. This can be a difficult task, as you might be facing a group of people when might hold very different views from your own. If you want to influence another people's views and ideas, that the most important point to keep in mind here is that you have to show your enthusiasm while speaking. Yet you must remember that you are not there to wage a war, and so you should speak without hurting their feelings. Persuasive speeches are often given by sales and marketing people to attract interest in their produce. They are also used to influence political and religious views. So the third is speaking to actuate is a higher level of persuasive speaking. The speaker goes a step beyond persuasion and convincing. The aim is to motivate people enough to take a specific step to art. This is a powerful level of speaking. Very few people have achieved this level of a mastery of the art of persuasion where they could so deeply convincing people to move into action. This type of speech is useful in conflict situations like war. It is also seen in action when a speaker not only tries to gather support for a accused of advocacy, but also wants the people he's speaking to join him in actualizing it through concrete action. It is characterized by a show of charisma, very vivid words, strong appeal to emotional triggers, and a display of a personal conviction. Spain's attitude typically does not rely on facts and figures, though they might be over it. The speaker's aim is to get his listeners so emotionally agitated that they wholesomely adopt his idea, his principles, his reasoning as theirs, and literally take up the cross and share his burden. Sometimes listener might be so deeply moved that they take up the cause more seriously than even the person who invited them into it. This is the pinnacle of a persuasive speaking, and indeed of a public speaking. So the last is the fourth is speaking to entertain ceremonial speeches, or another form of public speaking usually given at the weddings, funeral, graduation parties, retirement parties, and age. One very important factor to make these speeches effective is to add a personal touch. You will likely give a ceremonial speech for people you know. It is a ceremony in honor of a person, such as a wedding or a birthday party or a send-off party for retiring colleges. It is useful to bring in personal stories or recall events about the celebrant. The speech can be humorous or emotional to suit the mood of the occasion. You must take care not to hurt feelings by making snide remarks at this occasion. Remember, your audience are gathered to have a good time. Do not ruin the atmosphere. Conclusion in public. It's a conclusion in public speaking is a skill that is best mastered through sustained practice. A talkative person may not necessarily be an eloquent speaker. To give a great speech, you must understand the type of speech you are expected to give and prepare along this line. An effective public speaker understands the needs of the audience and is flexible enough to adopt change that might arise even while delivering the speech. Okay, I think that's all from me, and thank you for watching. I hope you understand and consume it, and I will be close this. Thank you and see you goodbye.